lot of cool stuff coming for you today, ranging from new outfits for different roads. We've got new gameplay system updates. We've got a couple changes to some of the more popular modes in Road Company. And of course, big visual treat for those trench fans out there. Brad, before we get started with our new skins, what are you most excited for on this update?
Well, I would say it is this gadget cooldown feature you speak of, but
yes,
I think trench tops it for me because it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. We're going to be getting to that closer towards the end of the show. Super excited.
The cooldown feature you speak of, but
yes,
I think trench tops it for me because his rework is pretty fire.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. We're going to be getting to that closer towards the end of the show. Super excited to show that one off. The art team absolutely smashed it. But in the meantime, we have a slew of new outfits for some of the other rogues in the game that we will take a look at now. Wasteland Sigird would be the first one up on that list. We have a bunch of Wasteland skins in the game, so this is just another one there. Got to beef out that lineup. We've got Mr. Scaducci Saint, extremely popular line of skins. Now, you fit in it fresh as well. Notorious Dallas, love this one. This is kind of
This is the skin. This is the skin.
Yeah, this one is freaking sweet. Notorious Dallas, Bake Sale Runway. I'm actually a huge fan of this one. Low key, I think this is not one that I knew I wanted until I saw it. We've got Azure Blue Kestrel, looking very, very good. Blue eyeshadow as well. And these next two skins, Aquatic Ops Shock and Wasteland Sigird, will not be available immediately on the update release. Will be added into the rotation at a later date. That is the Wasteland Sigird and, of course, the Aquatic Ops Shock. That does it for the skins here for this section. I also want to make a small note that we will be adding some more items into our supply drop rotations. I know there's a couple people that day one just ripped through and bought absolutely everything, so we'll be adding some more.
This is the skin.
Yeah, this one is freaking sweet. Notorious Dallas, Bake Sale Runway. I'm actually a huge fan of this one. Low key, I think this is not one that I knew I wanted until I saw it. We've got Azure Blue Kestrel, looking very, very good. Got the blue eyeshadow as well. And these next two skins, Aquatic Ops Shock and Wasteland Sigird, will not be available immediately upon the update release, but will be added into the rotation at a later date. That is the Wasteland Sigird and, of course, the Aquatic Ops Shock. That does it for the skins here for playing and mastering the rogues. So everybody in the game, whether you've got some spare change to spend or not, can grind through and earn some of these rogue mastery skins. Of course, if you do already have
the mastery track, right?
Yeah, it does. So we've added, of course, the animated avatar and border. I think it was at 6 and 7. Of course, you've got your title up there at 10. So now you have a reward at every single mastery level. So good stuff there. Mastery track is chock full of good stuff now. And of course, if you already have your characters mastered, you will just get these the second that they go live. So shout outs to you grinders out there who have all of your rogues mastered. Very cool stuff for the mastery track. We have some updates for strikeouts in more ways than one. We have a new announcer. We're testing some big stuff that we'll get to later for strikeout, but we wanted to tease right now.
Control the point and eliminate the enemy. Final round. Defeat. Enemies nearing victory. Nearing victory.
Yeah, so the announcer is different than what you are used to hearing, right? And this is only going to be in the LTM of Strikeout 2.0, which we'll get into in a little bit. So play that LTM when it does come out during the patch and let us know how you like the announcer, and hoping everybody gives us some good solid feedback on it so we could improve it for the future and bring more very cool updates of audio and things like that to all the game.
Yes. Awesome stuff. So like Brad said, we will be talking about what that LTM is, Strikeout 2.0. what is that? We'll be talking. They go on cooldown and recharge just like your ability would. You can see the sticky sensor recharging, and the bounce grenade a little bit slower than that. Obviously, different gadgets are going to have different cooldown rates here, but the big thing that we're combating is when you die and respawn. You're going to die in this clip in the next 10 seconds or so, but your cooldowns just pick back up from where they were before you died. So there really isn't any incentive to bleed out, and especially in these strikeout modes and these TDMs, where it lands. So I'm going to die here, and then as soon as I come back, you'll kind of see everything just picks back up right from where it left off. I've got my sticky sensor back. The bounce grenade is still chugging away there. So now, if those respawns are mattering to you, make sure you let your teammates kind of revive you. You don't really have any more reason to bleed out just to get a new set. You've also, just in general, you're going to be seeing less and less gadgets thrown throughout the match as a result, naturally, of this change, which we think is good. Again, gunplay is king is still one of those pillars that we want to kind of live our lives by and be guided by as we make changes. So all good things there. We've had to make a couple of changes, Brad, to some perks and upgrades and things.
Yeah, and like you said, the gadgets will range anywhere from 40 seconds to 75 seconds for a cooldown. So depending on what the gadget is going to depend on how long it is until you take it up. Now, the additional changes to that is you used to have some gadgets. Let's use smoke, for example. When you upgraded it all the way, you would get 2 smokes, right? So now you don't get that extra smoke. If you upgrade it all the way, what it's going to do is it's going to decrease the cooldown time from when your smoke will recharge. So all of the upgrades that used to give you an additional gadget now are going to take 10% off of the cooldown time of those gadgets. So not only are we doing less utility spam and everything by putting these on cooldown, but we're also taking away you having multiple gadgets.
That's right.
So that's kind of an innate change from the upgrades. And then the perks that you will see a difference in are going to be resupply. If you're not familiar with that, when you used to kill an enemy and you had that, it would drop a little blue hologram box. You pick that up and it would refresh your gadgets. It would give you more gadgets. That perk is gone to the graveyard for right now. It is no longer going to be on any rogues, and it is being replaced with a perk called Gadgeteer. And what Gadgeteer does is it will do a similar thing to the upgrades on the gadgets, and it will decrease your cooldown. So it's got rarities. It's going to go 5%, 10%, and 15%. So you can get your cooldown reduced by up to 15% with Gadgeteer. And if you upgrade certain gadgets, you can get an additional 10% on that. So if you stack a legendary Gadgeteer with an upgraded smoke or flash, you'll have a 25% cooldown reduction.
Potential very big stuff there. One thing I do want to call out, like Brad said, any gadget that has that I now have 2 charges upgrade. That 2 charges upgrade just becomes the 10%. Gadgeteer has been replaced on a lot of characters. Chalk, for instance, has had it at 1. We have it laid out in the patch notes of who is getting what. One quick thing I do want to call out of this clip. It's a kind of a nice little quality of life thing on the widgets when you throw your gadgets. Obviously, this is the shooting range. Things come back almost instantaneously in the shooting range, but you can kind of see when you hit the 5 or 6 second mark left on your cooldown, you'll actually see a digital little number countdown appear on the widget, and that kind of helps draw the attention of your eyes to know, oh, okay, my stuff's almost back up. I can see this number ticking down. Just a little quality of life thing there. It's something you're going to have to pay more attention to now. As opposed to just, when you respawn, you knew you had them back and you never got them back unless you had resupply. So kind of a cool little thing there that the UI designers did for you guys.
And another thing that we added as well is on all of the descriptions for the gadgets and abilities, we have added in what their cooldown is. So you no longer have to guess or assume what a cooldown is. It will clearly state that it is 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 60 seconds, 75 seconds on all gadgets and abilities.
Yeah, just a nice little quality thing there because those matter now a little bit more. You can see our grenade here at a 75-second cooldown. When we release the update notes, you'll be able to see every gadget, what its cooldown is, all that good stuff. While we were doing this, we figured we'd go ahead and just throw in the ability descriptions for the rogues, the same kind of information, like how long the cooldown of this rogue's ability is, but a cool little thing there. One other little note that I want to just make is on the legendary perk Restock, which was a combination of resupply and replenish. Instead of it having the little like drop, box that restock or resupply would have given you, Restock now just gives you 15% off of your gadget cooldowns, as if you had the legendary version of Gadgeteer. So we've baked legendary Gadgeteer into that legendary. Again, Strikeout as it was a mode where you could really fall behind, where you only have a couple of lives left, and it's not looking good for your team, and then you're already behind, and then you hit a point where not only you're behind and you have to come back, but you have to do that with less teammates. So we want to kind of mitigate that sort of landslide snowball loss that Strikeout can sometimes present you with, and we think that these changes definitely helps with that, because you'll never run into that situation. Listen, people are still they're gonna turbo feed. They're gonna run it down in your games. There's nothing we can do really about that. But what we can do is make it a little less painful for you. You will never run out of lives, and you will always respawn right up until the moment that round is lost. These rounds will be a little bit longer, which again, like you mentioned, Brad, sometimes you get in that spot where if you had a really good streak, you feel like you only had 1 or 2 lives in that entire round, and it's like, where did the time go? Where did our lives go, kind of thing. So hopefully drawing the rounds out just a little bit longer will help with that feeling as well, where you really feel like you got to contribute and have your say. But like we mentioned, this is an LTM. The new announcer is up for debate as well. Play the LTM. Let us know how you feel about it. And if these are good changes that you guys enjoy, then we will make them in the base version of Strikeout. But not until then. These are not going to be in the base version of Strikeout. It's only an LTM. I just want to make that very, very clear. Play it. Let us know how you feel about it, and then we can make them later on if it's something you've enjoyed. Extraction, another mode that we have kind of gone back and made some improvements to, in hopes of making it a better mode overall. Brad, I'll let you kind of run through these as well.
Yeah, so extraction, kind of the pain point of extraction that we are hoping to resolve in this was whenever you would arm the cube, you would introduce a lose scenario for your team, because then it could just get de-hacked and you lose the round. So now what we've done is the cube actually just changes hands. So you'll see that the red team armed it, and then the blue team just took it from them. It was not a defuse, and the round did not end. And now the red team is just going to take it back. The detonation time up in the top is just continuing. It's not resetting or anything like that. So whoever has this cube, when it explodes, is going to win the round. Obviously, there's still another way to win the round. Eliminate the other team. That still exists. However, one little caveat, we have taken the respawn rules that we used in Dodgeball, which we like to call queued respawn, and we have applied that to Extraction as well. So Extraction is no longer a pseudo 1 life mode. It does have a respawn mechanic, and it allows there to be a lot more tug of war around the cube. You can get the cube, you can kill somebody on the other team, respawn your teammate, they can get the cube, and it is a true tug of war back and forth until the time runs out and the cube explodes, and then the team who has it wins the round. So that is how Extraction is going to be played now. And this will come back as LTM.
I like the tug of war sort of analogy that you use. I think it's really good for not only the cube changing hands, but the dodgeball respawns as well. I think dodgeball, it's kind of like a unique mode to Rogue Company. I haven't really played anything else out there that kind of feels like that, and it's something that the community seems to really enjoy. So we want to take lessons from things that we do that are successful and try to make the broader scheme of the game better with things that we find that you guys like. So Extraction still kind of retains that sort of 1 lifey feel to it, Brad, where if you die, you are going to be dead until your team can score one of those kills and bring you back in. And I do like, again, once the cube is armed, it's ticking down, it's blowing up after a set amount of time. It's like almost like a game of hot potato of who's got it when it does blow up there. Really fun stuff. I was never really much of an Extraction fan, but this is a much more interesting mode to me because of that kind of back and forth nature of it. And again, more kind of comeback potential. The name of the game there, I think it's a really, really fun change to it. Hopefully you guys like it as well. This will be, again, an LTM that we will run over the course of the next update. So you guys can get in there, give us your feedback, let us know if you enjoyed it. this is not all for the game mode. We got a lot of fun game mode stuff coming your way. Really, really excited for all of these changes. Sabotage, Brad. That is another new game mode that we will be bringing into the rotation for the Revelation update. This is a good one as well. Kind of has that tug of war feel to it, but I'll let you kind of run us through here of what's going on.
Yeah, if you're new to Rogue Company and you weren't here in the early days when we first put this LTM out, it was one of our very first ones. We've taken it back and done some polish to it and brought it up to snuff with everything else in our game. It is pseudo-neutral bomb. So if you've played a neutral bomb or a neutral flag in any other type of game, that's the gist of what it is. The bomb spawns in the middle. When you pick it up, the bomb zone will show and become active for whatever team has it. So if your team has the bomb, you know that that's where you're attacking. If your team does not have the bomb, you know that that's where you're defending. You won't get confused and see multiple bomb sites at all, only the one that is relative to the current objective at hand. Once the bomb is planted, there's no defending time. It just immediately blows up, as you saw there, and you win the round. So the tug of war aspect of this is getting to the bomb zone and planting it. It is not the easiest thing to push the bomb into the enemy's bomb zone. And one reason that makes it not so easy is when you have the bomb, you are revealed the entire time with a gold outline. You will notice right here when he picks up the bomb, the enemy is revealed. So you always know where the bomb carrier is. They're not just going to sneak around the outside of the map and arm it for free on you. They're always revealed. Whenever a bomb carrier is killed, it will drop there in the place, and anybody can pick it up and go from there. If you throw it off the map, which is a valid strategy in some maps, it will respawn in the middle of the map. So there's a lot of ways to keep the bomb flowing from one side to another and resetting it. And yeah, that's it. So it's first to 3, so best of 5 essentially. And yeah, plant the bomb, blow it up three times. The one thing to be aware of is you will see the 40 tickets up on the scoreboard. If it does ever run to time, whoever has the most tickets left will win the round. So that's our tiebreaker. So if there's 30 seconds left and you're up by a kill or 2, be aware of that. You will win the round if you're up in kills.
Very cool. And like Brad mentioned, it's pretty tough to get you got to run to the middle, get the bomb, cross the map to the enemy's site, get it planted, all while being revealed. Pretty tough to do, right? But at the end of the day, there's not really like much of a post-plant hold situation. The second he gets his bomb down, beeps a couple times, and then it blows up just so you can revel in your victory. Like, that's the win condition. The second the bomb is planted, the round it's not over till it blows up, but it's basically over at that point. People don't have the time to kind of diffuse that bad boy there. So very fun game mode, lots of tug and war, lots of back and forth. Fun little overtime, sort of sudden death, win condition as well on the kills, only if we need to. You can see the rounds are about 5 minutes there, best of 5. So pretty kind of like middle-ish game time. Could be quick, could not be, depending on how quickly it goes. But that's another fun one. That'll be coming out in the LTM rotation for this update as well. I believe we have some more of these game modes being available in customs. Is that right, Brad?
Yeah, we do. There was an ask from the more competitive community and esports side to put some more of our game modes into custom games for them so they could expand outside of Demolition some. So we've got Sabotage, Strikeout 2.0, Dodgeball, all added to the custom games. So if you and your friends want to get together and play some of those custom games together, you now have the opportunity to do that as well. If you want to go into Strikeout 2.0 with a friend and listen to all the announcer lines and give us feedback, there's your opportunity to do that as well.
Yeah, that would be great, actually. If you guys feel like there's, there could be a line here, but there isn't, or maybe this line wasn't showing up when I was expected to, that's definitely feedback that we're looking for. If you're feeling like you're missing something, or you could have even, used a little bit of extra announcer feedback. We do have another section coming up we want to run through for you all, just highlighting some of the bug fixes. Our engineers working very, very hard to make sure they're squashing as many bugs as possible during each update. So I'm just going to read through some of the kind of more noticeable ones I think that you guys will be excited about for this update in particular. We fixed several out-of-bounds locations for Juke. Obviously, this is a character unlike, basically anything else in the game, so there's a lot of spots on a lot of maps that weren't built for her, and they didn't really need to be worrying about something like that. We're doing our best to make sure that Juke stays in line, but if you find something that you don't think should be there, feel free to call it out. If you find it, finders keepers, you get to play around with it until we fix it, so there's that going for you. We fixed the inability for players to revive a teammate when they're in a reload animation. We're continuing to hunt down and fix crashes. We fixed several crashes on a couple of different platforms. So when you guys send us those, crash logs and crash reports and things like that, or videos of what you were doing when you crashed, those are very, very helpful for us to be able to fix said crash. We fixed an issue where Eliminated Max would drop the armor if you purchased the armor perk in addition to having your passive armor as well. We fixed an instance where Runway could spawn without her weapons after halftime. We fixed an issue where players pinned rogues would not, or they've reset after you logged out. We fixed the mastery progression for the Ibex SMG, fixed an issue where Sigurd's shield would not block Juke's turret, fixed a bug where in Rogue Select, players could see what rogues the enemy teams have picked already. We fixed an animation issues for a number of emotes. We fixed the VFX for the Mythic MLX Mark IV skin. We fixed the announcer VO inconsistencies for Skirmish TDM. Resolved an oddity where hitting an environment with a melee weapon would make the controllers of other players vibrate. It's kind of a weird one, but got that one all sorted out. Fixed an issue in TDM where the score on the HUD at the top bar would not be visible. Fixed a bug where if a bot earned MVP, it would award it to all of the bots in the hive mind. If somehow you were playing a bot game and couldn't beat the bots, they got MVP. That's fixed now. And then finally, fixed an issue where if a player used quips or comms while crouched, they would be forced into standing. If any of those issues are still appearing live, obviously let us know so we can make sure that those fixes were applied properly, but always want to make sure that we're kind of communicating what bugs we're fixing as things go on to you guys. Good stuff there. Thank you to everyone who worked so hard to fix all of those for this update. Brad, we got some tournaments coming up as well. The Rogue Company Championship Series Week 5 and 6 qualifiers are this weekend and next weekend at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can watch the Rogue Company Championship Series right here on Twitch, as well as a 2v2 strikeout tournament for ladies only running until July 30th, open to all female and female identifying persons. So if you want to get in there and frag out with the ladies, we got a little 2v2 strikeout tournament running for you. And I think those qualifiers are in the lead up to that big LAN eventually in Atlanta. So super excited for some of that more competitive stuff coming for Rogue Company. We do have a little video as well from Kristen. Most of you know our community manager, just kind of highlighting some more community tournament stuff. If you aren't ready to kind of hop into that top level tournament stuff, we do have plenty coming in the kind of the community scene as well. And I'll let Kristen tell you guys more about that.
Hi Rogues, I'm here to tell you about 2 community events that are running in the month of August that you should be aware of. The first is a 4v4 $500 cash prize tournament that is being run by VDon LV. You can find more details over on his Twitter account. That is at VDon LV. The second is another community tournament. Actually, it's multiple community tournaments being run by Elephant Calderon. Some of you may know of him. He's been with us a very long time. He is running community tournaments all throughout the month of August, and you can find more details over on his Twitter account, which is, as you probably already guessed, at Elvin Calderon. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you guys again on the next Rogue Company Update Show.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kristen. Fun stuff coming in the month of August for the community tournament scene. Thank you to all of those community organizers out there who help put these events on and make fun little things to do for the Rogue Company community. Now for the big reveal here, Brad, the moment you've been waiting for, and all you other trench players who have been dying for the skin. Where are the trench skins? Why aren't they coming? I'm a trench main. Don't you care about me? Yes, we did. We had to keep our mouths shut because we were reworking this character. Major visual overhaul. He's got an awesome, fun narrative event. Let's take a look here at the reworked trench. We've been so excited to show this one off
for a long, long time. Man, oh man, here it is. And here he is, the new base look for Trench. And boy, does it look great.
Yeah, he's missing his leg, as you'll notice there, which, you know, he got thrown out of an airplane. What do you expect when you get thrown out of an airplane, right? You can't end up full. You got to be missing some pieces.
You got to land on one of your legs.
He's got a nice haircut coming in. You know, he's ready to rock and roll and hit the battlefields again. Another important thing to notice, too, which you might see in there, is all of his other skins, his old default look and everything, all that still exists. You could switch to those skins still and everything. They don't go away. He's just got this new awesome default look. That's Trench, man.
That is a battle-hardened Trench. And like Brad mentioned, if you did like the old version of that, you know, you can swap back to the old classic Trench skin. We have some new outfits for the new look. The Modern Vengeance Trench is the skin that can be earned for free by completing the Fallen Heroes narrative event. So, there's a reason why Trench now looks the way that he does, why he lost his leg, what's been going on in the narrative world of Rogue Company. And this is a new fun thing that we're going to be trying out, where, we put out something like this. We want to give you a little bit of backstory as to why this is happening. There's a couple of events, quest challenges, things that you can progress through. And if you can complete the narrative event, then this skin will be yours. And this is, of course, going along with that new base look. He looks great. We're super excited to finally give Trench some skins, as well as that visual rework. And we've got more Trench skins coming, just not in this update, and they look absolutely fantastic.
Spoils!
Yes.
Spoils!
You Trench players deserve it, man. You guys deserve it. You've been patient. You've been waiting. You've been asking. It's here now, and now we are ready to start making some more outfits for the main man Trench. It is going to be fantastic. It's been a very, very beloved character for a lot of people. Like we mentioned, if you guys like the old style, those are going to be added as skins completely for free. Everybody will have access to the old base Trench and any old base Trench skins that you used to have. Those are still available if you want to go for that look as well. Again, the new skin, that Modern Vengeance, is tied to a narrative event that you can progress through. Very, very fun way to unlock yet another free skin. It's just fantastic, Brad. We've got new modes. We've got a new announcer, new Trench look. Got a bunch of new cosmetic for a bunch of other rogues. Big gadget cooldown rework. We actually have a couple of weapon balance things that'll be in the patch notes. But basically, it's a nerf to sniper hip fires and the objection. If you want to take a look at the details, that'll all be in the patch notes. All of the details of gadget cooldowns, ability like all that stuff. If you missed anything here, it will be in the full update notes. Thank you all so much for riding along with us. Give us your feedback on Strikeout 2.0 and all of the other LTMs, the gadget cooldown system. We're very eager for your thoughts on all of it. Thank you all so much for watching. From all of us here at First Watch Games, thank you so much for playing Rogue Company. We'll see you all next time.